second. Then, to prove himself completely unsympathetic, he followed the statement by saying, "By the way, there's dirt along your hemline." She dropped her gaze, shifted a little, then let out a sigh. "So there is," she said, her tone suggesting that the state of her gown was presently of very little concern to her. Clearing his throat to fill the silence that followed, Christopher stepped forward, intending to make up for his poor behavior by introducing himself properly. But as he moved toward her, she quickly retreated, the heel of her foot hitting the edge of the path just as a gasp burst from between her rosy lips. 1 second she was standing upright, and the next she was tumbling backward, arms flailing as she reached for something to grab onto. He was before her in 2 long strides, his arms reaching around her back, catching her while her weight carried him forward until he loomed over her, one leg bending at the knee as his booted foot sank into the boxed soil behind her. She sucked in a breath, eyes going wide, and he became instantly aware of their inappropriate closeness. "What are you doing?" she asked irritably. "Isn't it obvious? I'm saving you." "As gallant as that may seem, you wouldn't have had to make the effort if you'd only stayed where you were." "Are you saying this is my fault?" "Of course it is. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to return to an upright position." Briefly, Christopher considered dropping her. Thinking better of it, he pulled back instead, bringing them both away from the dirt. He immediately released her, aware that she was looking terribly shocked, perhaps even frightened. "Forgive me," he said, as she stepped out of his reach. Bowing, he added, "Viscount Spencer at your service, Lady—" "Sarah," she supplied. "Lord Andover's eldest." "Ah." He studied her a moment, deciding that she must be roughly 20 years of age. That meant she would have made her debut years ago, yet he failed to recall ever meeting her before. How curious, considering that her hair was such a pale shade of blonde it bordered on white and was bound to draw attention. Silence drew out between them, and he became acutely aware of just how inappropriately alone they were. Why the devil hadn't he noticed it sooner? Christ, what a bloody idiot he was for allowing himself to forget how manipulative the fairer sex could be. He leaned toward her, perversely pleased by the little gasp of distress she exerted, her eyes darting about as if seeking escape. "How did you find me?" he asked. It had to be his mother, or perhaps one of his sisters. Somehow, one of them must have discovered his hiding place and sent Lady Sarah after him. What do you mean?" "I think you know," he told her gruffly. "You, me, alone. All we need now are some witnesses, and you can look forward to becoming Viscountess Spencer. But just so you know, I will ruin you before I marry you, if that is indeed your game." She edged away from him, her breaths coming short and fast, while her throat worked at getting her words out. "You're mad," she muttered, her hand rising like a shield before her. "Stay back. Don't you dare come any closer." Studying her, he noted the fear that rose from the depths of her clear blue eyes. Was it genuine, or just another part of the game she played? Miss Hepplestone had been an exemplary actress, portraying any emotion at will. "You should leave," he muttered, hating the power Miss Hepplestone still held over him after all these years. She'd made it impossible for him to judge people objectively. "I cannot," Lady Sarah said, not budging an inch, in spite of her clear apprehension. She crossed her arms and stared back at him with defiance, eventually saying, "I have to find Snowball first." Christopher raised an eyebrow. "Snowball?" "Yes, my lord."